I don't even know what to say. I'm super shell shocked right now. I've done 3 of these reviews for Twilight Imperium now. This will be the 4th review now because this game is it's all that it's cracked up to be. It's legendary. However, I'm not alone talking today. You have heard me tell the story multiple times in multiple videos about a man named James who raged quit the game and then had to ask the man that he raged quit to move his car to let him out. I'd like to introduce you to the special guest right now, James. Everybody give it up for James right now.
Hey, everybody.
James, tell us about Twilight Imperium this time.
Twilight Imperium is probably one of my favorite games, although it can be very, very frustrating sometimes, especially you pick the wrong group of friends.
That's true. I will say, though, in this one, we actually managed to get done thanks to Dr. Aaron's... Where did you go? Where'd Dr. Aaron go? All right, and we have one more special guest who you've also heard me talk about who made 18XX games go way too long. We've got Dr. Aaron coming in here to tell you his thoughts about Twilight Imperium, this 4th edition expansion. Tell us what you think, Aaron.
I thought it was super fun. This is the first time I think we've actually finished the game without someone rage quitting.
It's true.
So it was a really good time.
All right, get out of here, Scram. Thanks so much. All right, so this expansion is 2 expansions in one. This is Thunder's Edge and Twilight something. Twilight. What is this called again?
Twilight Falls.
Twilight Falls. Thank you. Okay, so the way this works is I'm going to show you the Twilight Falls video. Here's why I'm choosing to do just this one expansion. Because it's 2 big expansions in the box. However, one of them changes the game drastically. The other one is more of what you love. So it's interesting that they're in here and it's called Thunder's Edge. So if you already like Twilight Imperium 4th Edition, Thunder's Edge is going to be for you. If you want to try something a little different, Twilight's Fall. So here's how Twilight's Fall plays. All right, this is the aftermath of a Twilight Imperium Twilight's Fall expansion. Now, I want you to see something here. There are no tech trees. In fact, technology doesn't matter. And it tells you it may matter. We didn't have it come into play at all, but you have now splice cards. You have ability splices, you have genome splices, and you have ship upgrade splices. Most of the game plays the exact same. You're going to pick your strategy cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to do similar things. They're going to let you build. They're going to let you upgrade. They're going to let you spend influence and spend resources to get better things. But the biggest differences are there's no more phase in which you vote, right? So you're a tyrant now. You don't give people the vote. You're the tyrant and you pick what's going to happen by taking these edict cards here. You're going to draw 3 in that phase and you're going to pick one if you're the tyrant. You're still going to spend your command tokens the same way. You're going to spend them out of tactics, out of strategy. You can have your fleet size. But the main difference is that splice. You don't know what's coming into your hand or into your area or into your empire until that splice happens. And you may not get in that splice unless you choose to by paying a strategy token or paying a certain amount of resources or both. The way it works is you have things like this. The abilities, like I said, it shows a tech symbol down here, and that may come into play on some of the scoring cards. We didn't see it. We looked through a whole lot of the stuff. But these are things that are going to change the rules. After you roll a dice for a unit, you may re-roll any of those dice. There are things that happen during combat, things that just give you more command tokens. There's things that give you better combat, things that let you retreat into areas you normally wouldn't be able to retreat to. The ship upgrades are fantastic because, again, this is set long after Twilight Imperium 4th Editions happened. So all of the factions you already know and love, they're dead. They're gone. But what they do is, in the top right of every one of these upgrades is a reference back to which faction these are based on. So if you've played the game a lot, you're going to recognize a lot of these powers and abilities from those characters. One of the little tweak that they did that I actually love, one of the coolest things is the art in Twilight Imperium, and every faction's got a symbol, but you'll notice we're just playing as the color symbols this time. So pink is playing with the pink symbols. I don't know why we didn't think about this a long time ago, but it makes sense. Yellow is playing with the yellow symbols. Purple's playing with the purple symbols. It's not based on the faction. Now, granted, even though it is technically because we're playing the Twilight's Fall expansion and there's these characters versus the original faction, you have 8 factions, 8 colors. That's it. And they're based on that. Now, what you can do with that, though, you can take that part of it and put it back into the other Twilight Imperium game, including Thunder's Edge, where you can pick from one of the several dozens of factions and still go, I'm going to be the orange character. I'm going to be the yellow character. And then you don't have to worry about finding the symbols and all that. The only thing you're going to have to find when it comes to symbols in both of these editions, if you choose to do this, is the home planets. Because you'll need to pick the home planets based on who you start with. Sorry, the home planets here. You're going to have to know that for when you pick. Now, in the Thunder's Edge expansion, there's a reference card for each of the factions, which I think is fantastic. But you really don't need these in the Twilight's Fall expansion because it's very much set after all these factions have disappeared. So you're going to play the game the same way. You're going to do these splices, which are going to change the game dramatically because, again, you can't plan ahead for it. And you're going to play Twilight Imperium. Now, again, this is just the Twilight's Fall part of Thunder's Edge. It's really a massive expansion with 2 full expansions in it. They are not compatible. You can't play Twilight's Fall and Thunder's Edge at the same time. In fact, there's no way to do that. But you can take and play Thunder's Edge, where you take everything you've played with and loved and put it into the game. Or you can take Twilight's Fall and take a lot of the stuff you love from the other expansions and put it in here. Either way, they're very different the way you play them. So let me know which one you like best. All right, that's this whole nonchalant, crazy game. We've been playing for a long time, long enough to smoke chicken wings and have them over and have a good time. So this is Twilight Imperium 4th Edition's Twilight's Fall version. I really like this. So here's what I love about it. I already love Twilight Imperium 4th Edition anyway. We love 3rd Edition too. But if you play the original, a lot of times, well, nobody's really played it a ton, I would think. I'm sure somebody has. But you know what you're going to do ahead of time. So like in the original version, you have your technology tree and all that. This gets rid of all that. This is randomness. Here's what I mean. The splicing, you get rid of all the technology, you get rid of a lot of other things, and you just do the splices. And the splices are based on the strategy cards. So you may pull in cards that give you special abilities. You don't know what they're going to be before you draw them. Whereas in the other ones, you know what your abilities are that you're going to upgrade to through it. This one's random. You play as a king or a queen or a monarch who is taking care of like the end of the galaxy, like long after the war is over. And so you're going to have shades of all the characters and all the factions from the games in the past. But this one, it does it in such a way where, oh man, I remember that ability. But you don't know you're getting it till you get it. So the splicing I really love. I don't know that I'm going to play this mode every time, but I'm going to play it a lot because I like the randomness of this where it's more like, all right, let's just sit down and play. To me, even though it says it's an advanced version, I feel like this is more, let's cut out some of the harder stuff to play more streamlined. Now, a couple things to note about this. Some of the cards it says to keep in, you shouldn't keep in because if you're not playing with Prophecy of Kings, you don't need a lot of things. And there's even some cards that don't work based on what it says from the base game. So that is phenomenal. I love this game. I love this expansion. I think it adds more of what you love in the Thunder's Edge expansion, and in the Twilight's Fall expansion, it changes it so much in good ways that you still feel like you're playing Twilight Imperium. You still score objectives the same way, but it changes it and makes it so much more random that you don't know and can't super plan ahead, even though most of them are similar enough. But the splices are incredible. The abilities you get, the genome splices especially, the ability splices, you can do some really crazy rules bending stuff. So that is Shattered, Twilight, Thunder's Fall, Thunder's Shattered, whatever it is. Twilight's Fall, Thunder's Edge, Twilight Imperium 4th Edition. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Dice Tower at Instagram at Dice Tower Bryan, and make sure to see us on the cruise. And I'll teach you this crazy expansion if you come ask me. So we'll see you soon.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vasel.